The mystery of the stone of Palermo, evidence of extraterrestrials and ancient astronauts in Egypt. The Palermo stone is one of the most important ancient Egyptian texts described by the pre-dynastic rulers of ancient Egypt, who reigned in the country of the pharaohs for hundreds of years before the arrival of the first human pharaoh, Narmer-Memes. People from all over the world have been fascinated with the idea that in the distant past, advanced extraterrestrial civilizations visited Earth and helped launch the advance on our planet. And this idea, however, is firmly rejected by many people who believe that no such thing has happened, although there are numerous discoveries that point to a very different human history, contradicting official science. Numerous ancient texts, paintings, and monuments have been interpreted as evidence that supports the ancient astronaut theory. On the other hand, millions of people have remained open to the possibility that our civilization is not the first to call planet Earth their home. Throughout the world, researchers have discovered numerous artifacts that point to the possibility that history, as we've been told, is inaccurate, and that there are several parts of history that have been intentionally distorted. While this idea remains a controversial topic, and many people are against this idea, certain ancient texts, such as the one found written in the Palermo stone, could be the definitive proof that we have been what we've been looking for all this time. The Palermo stone, commonly known as the Royal Annals, is one of the most important sources for the study of the civilization of ancient Egypt and its long history on Earth. The stone gets its name from the Archaeological Museum of Palermo in Sicily, where one of the largest fragments is kept today. Other parts of this important piece of the history of ancient Egypt can be found in the Egyptian Museum in Cairo and the Petrie Museum in London. The stone is not in perfect condition, since only a few fragments have been recovered and many are damaged. Although the exact date of the creation of the Palermo stone remains a mystery to scholars, the most accepted date is believed to be the Old Kingdom in the 25th century BC. What makes it so special? Well, among other similar ancient texts, the Palermo stone lists the pre-dynastic kings of ancient Egypt and the pharaohs who ruled over Egypt in the first 5 dynasties. The most controversial part of the Palermo stone is the pre-dynastic kings, who have been labeled mythological beings by current scholars. The document in hieroglyphic writing accounts for 120 kings who reigned before the ancient Egyptians officially existed as a civilization. Interestingly, the names of the mysterious quote-unquote gods and demigods appear in the royal Egyptian genealogies as well. The similarities between the stone of Palermo, the royal canon of Turin, and the list of the Sumerian kings list, the kings that used to live tens of thousands of years, are fascinating, as the 3 mention the time when gods lived on earth and ruled for hundreds and even thousands of years. In addition, the Royal Annals also list the most extensive information available on taxation in ancient Egypt, its religious ceremonies, the levels of the Nile River, and military campaigns, among other important details. More importantly, it's considered as one of the primary sources from which Meneton, the Egyptian historian and a priest of Sebennytos, compiles the most extensive history of ancient Egypt. Meneton is well known for his work Egyptiaca, in which he divides the rulers of ancient Egypt into dynasties, which eventually lead to the formation of the modern system used for dating the history of ancient Egypt. The Palermo stone was written in black basalt and is believed to have been about 2 meters high when it was completed. Unfortunately, its importance was not immediately recognized due to the point that the important piece of history was once used as a door. Now, Palermo stone has helped researchers to conclude that the ancient Egyptians developed superior technology in order to melt copper, which ultimately allowed them to create incredible copper statues already in the 2nd dynasty. Interestingly, it also documents a time when the ancient Egyptian ships Forthi brought wood and precious stones from an unknown region of Egypt, which takes place during the reign of Snefru. The Palermo stone also records the construction of the first stone building during the reign of Neca, which is prior to the step pyramids of Djoser. And as you can see, there are several ancient texts that describe with great precision a time when misunderstood beings, possibly as gods, came down from heaven and ruled over humanity. On the other hand, similar accounts of gods, quote unquote, that had descended from the heavens, the skies that is, can be found in numerous other ancient cultures across the globe. This is why many could interpret the Palermo stone as one of the most incredible and important ancient texts, which in the document testifies that beings from another world ruled our planet Earth. Let's also remember, the DNA of King Tut is so intense, and his bone is so intense, that it does not coincide with what we have in our modern human DNA. So why is that? And this is by Ansh Srivastava on Infinity Explorers. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box.